Happy Blackathon, y'all. This is what I'm going to be wearing for my outfit of the day. This is a vintage turtleneck sweater that I just hauled at my favorite vintage store. I'm going to be wearing it with some khakis and these nice kind of metallic glittery boots. I'm so excited. Hey y'all, happy February, happy Blackathon. I cannot believe that Blackathon is finally here, this event that I've waited a whole year to do again, and I'm so glad that y'all are doing it with me. As you can see, I am wearing my outfit of the day. This is the first time I've worn this sweater. I didn't try it on in the store, but it fits like a glove, and I also got this watch band at another vintage store. I've gotten so obsessed with vintage fashion, and I'm gonna be the first to let y'all know that I have a vintage fashion YouTube that should be launched within the week. I will give you all the details for it, but I'm just really excited, and I wanted to give you a sneak peek at what I'm going to be reading over the next couple days. I'm behind on my reading, so I'm trying to get ahead of it. I'm of course going to be reading my arc of Raybearer. If you watched my Jesse's Deck of TBR video, which I really hope you did, you know that I have to read Raybearer for the prompt of reading a book that has a one-word title. Pet is a book that I have to read also because of my TBR cards. I pulled the twinning card, which meant that I had to read a book that matched my current outfit, and Pet is the book that matched my outfit kind of the best. And also Riot Baby, which I'm not reading this because of my deck of TBR, but I am reading this for one of the Blackathon prompts. I will let you know which one later, but I'm halfway through, and this novella, man, it packs a punch. Tochi did not play around with this one. It's his adult fiction debut, and the work is just so completely strong. It's about two siblings. One of them is incredibly powerful. She has just mind-blowing powers, but she's helpless when her brother gets arrested and sent to prison for life. So the book is about these two siblings, one who is communicating with his powerful elder sister while he's incarcerated. This is one of those books that is impossible to understand if you aren't reading it from a place of true experience and awareness of Black culture, Black history, and Black language. Like, if I didn't have my lens as a Black person to understand this book, it would be so incomprehensible to me, but it's brilliantly written. It's so symbolic, it's abstract in some points and very kind of down to earth in others, and I love Tochi's use of language. So precise. It's just great. I can't wait to see where this book is going because I have no idea. So I'm definitely going to be finishing this tonight. So I just came back from my morning stuff. I had physical therapy, I had a chiropractor, I had yoga, I made a breakfast smoothie, and a friend hit me up and asked if I want to go get happy hour, so I'm about to go get happy hour with him. And then I'll come back, I'll do an unboxing for y'all, and I'll show you how I take my bookstagram pictures. These are the books that I'm going to be photographing today so that I can post them for reviews at later dates. So I basically get my lights both set up on either side, and then I center the book, and I will put the phone on portrait mode to get the shot that I need. However, I'll need to move both of these lights further back so that they're not in the shot. That's honestly the hardest part about my bookstagram, is making sure that these lights don't reflect in the shot. Hey y'all, so yesterday my buddy and I ended up getting drinks and just hanging out until like 1 in the morning watching really old 1940s films. Obviously I didn't get any reading done today. I journaled, I did my dishes, I just kind of sat down and centered myself, and that's what I try and do every morning. I try and take some time just to me. But my episode that I filmed, the YouTube originals that I filmed with Brian Stevenson, goes live tomorrow. I'm having a viewing party with my closest friends, and I had to text one of my besties because I'm freaking out. Like, I know you can't tell. I'm in an absolute panic. I'm so nervous to see how the episode came out. I've just been freaking out all morning and I have so much to do, but I'm having trouble leaving my house because I'm so scared that I didn't do well and that I wasn't articulate and that I don't know, like just self-doubt is the worst possible thing ever. And journaling did help a little, and I never share my spreads because they're private. Like my journals are just for me, but I figured I would share this collage that I made today. I'm just really, really proud of how it came out. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And that's what I like to do with my journals is I like to make collages and then I will fill them out with my own text and thoughts in between the spaces. As far as today, I think I definitely need to go to hot yoga because it really, really helps my anxiety when I'm freaking panicking and it helps my somatic symptoms too. So definitely gonna go to yoga. But before I do, I have to go to the liquor store to get stuff for the party. I've gotta go to a craft store to get balloons and I ran out of my glue stick, so I need a glue stick. I have to go and order the food from the caterer and make sure that we're on the same page for everything that I want. I'm getting chips and salsa, elotes, spicy ground beef, carnitas, vegetarian tacos for my vegetarian friends, rice, churros, and then a bunch of toppings on the side. I wanted to unbox some mail that I got from Penguin Random House. I remember talking with Megan over at Penguin about sending me something, but I can't remember what she sent, so I'm really excited. Okay. Yes! Oh my God, yes! So this is The Undocumented Americans, and this is by Carla Cornejo Villavicencio, who is an author that I haven't heard of, but there has been an incredible amount of dialogue. I'm doing a video on this very soon, but a large conversation that's been happening in the reading community is having books about immigration from own voices, Latinx authors. Those books absolutely do exist and have existed for many years, but they just aren't getting spotlighted. And so I was really, really excited when I heard about this book, and I messaged Megan and I was like, yo, I need this book. Like, as a Mexican, I fucking need this book. And she graciously sent it to me, so I'm definitely gonna read this in March no matter what. Like, no matter what my TBR cards say, I'm reading this because it is so freaking important to me. I look so rough right now. I haven't even showered. Last thing I'm going to say is that if you watched my Jesse's Deck of TBR video, you will know that I drew the Lost in Space card. This card states that I have to read a book with a Black protagonist that is set in space. And in the video, I said I was gonna read The Weight of the Stars by Kay Ankrum, but many of you let me know that that's more of a contemporary novel. It's not actually set in space. So I decided to go with Binti Home, the second book in the Binti trilogy. I loved the first book and I started listening to the Binti, the second book today while I was doing my errands and my journaling and such. Gosh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm only a few chapters in, but I'm listening to it on normal speed, which is unheard of for me because I like to fly through my audiobooks, but the narrator is such an incredible performer, absolutely phenomenal. One of my subs commented on my Jesse's Deck of TBR video and let me know that the audiobook was amazing. I believe their name was Christina, but thank you so much for giving me the plug for the audiobook because it is incredible. And what I'm loving so much about the story is that creativity is just unparalleled. Like, so many science fiction stories follow a very specific format. A lot of the world building kind of ends up mimicking Western Europe anyway, just in space. And Binti is just truly an innovative science fiction story. It is so freaking creative, such untapped territory in my opinion. And then I love that we have a trans girl character and her transness was mentioned so casually. I just freaking adore it. And seeing the way that transness is looked at in this world, in this galaxy, was also really, really cool to see because it's not kind of viewed the same way through the same lens that we have on our world with our own like social mores, and you know what I mean? Like, it was so well done. And I also just love Oku. Oku is so freaking cool. It's like this tentacular jellyfish mass being, and I absolutely love it. I love that Oku uses it pronouns because I feel like oftentimes we impose a gender onto things that are just not gendered. So I think it's really, really cool that this being is allowed to exist in this world simply as an it, and that pronouns aren't a thing for it at all, but it's still given emotions. It's still treated in the context of the story as something that deserves love and has feelings, and it's not reduced or seen as less than because of the fact that it isn't it. I mean, definitely people have prejudice against it, but that's because prejudice does exist within this galaxy. Loving seeing how prejudice is depicted throughout the galaxy, and like how the different civilizations have certain prejudices against one another. It's just really freaking cool, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I haven't finished Riot Baby yet. I love talking to y'all because it helps calm me down so much. So I'm gonna go about my errands. I'm gonna go do my yoga. I'm gonna come back and hopefully get some reading done, finish Riot Baby. I've got to post on my bookstagram, and I'll check in with y'all later. Okay, y'all, check out this stool. I always do my bookstagram photos with a metal stool, but because I'm doing a vintage vibe, I wanted a wood stool, and I went to my favorite vintage store. The woman who owns it was kind enough to completely re-glue this stool and then repaint and stain it, and she did such an incredible job. It's like new. I would have taped inside the store for y'all to see. It's my favorite store, but she's really private and doesn't allow taping of anything. I also got this necklace. I love it. It's so gorgeous. And it's a flower and a little stone in the center. This is actually one of those glasses chains that you put your glasses, like you hook your glasses into and it hangs around your neck. And I'm just gonna be wearing this as a necklace. It's really twisty, so I'm gonna put some more knots in it and wear it. And this is just a simple gold necklace that I also found and really loved. So I love vintage shopping so much. Now is the day of the release of the Bryan Stevenson video. My friends are here in the community room waiting for me. This is my outfit. I'm on my way to the community room right now. We're gonna watch the episode and eat and celebrate, and I'm just so freaking excited. I did finish Binti and Riot Baby, and all I have to say is wow. But yeah, I've been wanting to update you sooner, but I've just been so incredibly busy for the last 2 days. It's been non-stop, so I will check in with you in a little bit. Oh my god. Have y'all? Thanks for having me. Oh my god, of course. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I do have my laptop. Ooh.
Sometimes you have to stand even when other people say sit down. You have to speak even when others say be quiet. I was taught that by extraordinary people like Rosa Parks, and I think all of you have felt that, you understand that. I have no doubt that Rosa Parks would be proud, and she would say to all of you, you know, be brave, be brave, be brave, because it's what we have to do to make a difference.
So, do you see this? Oh God!
What are you doing with the handle?
You can start from the middle, Jessie.
Shut up!
sure her brain is like.
Because then you don't have Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed the book mail. Those books are for my Penguin Teen collaborative giveaway for my Instagram. Y'all know that I'm doing Blackathon challenge where if you post every day on Instagram, you're eligible to win books from this giveaway. So definitely do that. It's gonna be so much fun. Every day has a different challenge and prompt. I didn't know they were sending If You Come Softly, which I haven't read. It's a signed copy and I kind of want to keep this for myself, so I might ask them to send another one so I can keep this. Like, can I win my own giveaway? Because I'm going to be posting, so like, don't I count? Don't I count? Also, the Mildred Taylor book, oh my God, that looks so amazing and I haven't read it. But my hair is done. I'm just overjoyed, acting a fool about how it came out. I haven't had braids in so many years, but I wanted to talk really quickly about Pet. I went into this book knowing very, very little. And I'm amazed. It's so good. I'm only halfway done. I want to finish it today. But essentially, it's about Jam, who is this young trans girl, and she's living in a world where all the evils, racism and transphobia have been, omitted. They've been taken away by what's called the angels. Jam's mother is this incredible painter, and Jam accidentally brings one of her paintings to life. And what comes out of this painting is this creature that's not supposed to exist in the world, and she names the creature Pet. Jam's parents are so accepting of her transness and just embrace her and loved her, and I love seeing that, especially from a Black family unit. Her family unit is incredible. I also really love the trans technology that Akwaeke Emesi created for this novel. I think that it's so creative and futuristic, and it's technology that I really would like to see in the future, and I love how books like this have been used to actually predict things in the world, so I'm super, super excited. I love that the creature Pet is so challenging to envision. Akwaeke has created this incredibly creatively described creature, like such an amalgamation of different features that trying to envision Pet is so much an exercise in imagination. I actually really, really love it, and it keeps me engaged in the story. Honestly, Akwaeke's mind is just like, how incredible. I also love that Jam is neuroatypical and has selective mutism. There's representation for ASL. Jam communicates largely through sign language, so that's really freaking dope. There's also amazing representation, casual representation for polyamory and for queerness. We just met a non-binary character that uses they, them pronouns, and y'all know that Akwaeke Emesi is non-binary and uses they, them pronouns, and it's just so beautiful. They always incorporate their identity into their work. I'm in love with the Afrocentric dialect. The dialect is very West African. It's very unapologetic, and I just think that's so freaking dope that Akwaeke did not hold back on including that in the story. The reader really gets situated within West African culture by reading this, and I dig it so badly. The utopia-dystopia dynamic is finally coming into place. I'm halfway through the book. I'm really excited to see where it goes. There's still a lot of mystery. We don't quite know what Pet is doing in the world yet, and honestly, one of my favorite parts of the book, and I've already tabbed it with quotes that I just fell completely in love with, but one of my favorite parts is there's a scene where Jam describes dissociation, and that's something that I struggle with daily. And the way that dissociation is described in this book of what it's like to slip into one and get lost in one and how easy that is and what it feels like was communicated so spot on for me. So I'm in this room because I'm going to take some pictures for bookstagram. I need to take all of my bookstagram pictures for next week right now because I'm going out of town tomorrow. I'm going to New York City. So you'll probably see me do kind of B-roll montage, but I won't really be vlogging while I'm in New York. And then I'll check in with you with a reading update when I'm back. So I'll either wrap up this vlog tonight or just check in with you when I'm back. I'm not sure. I'm doing vlogs all throughout the month of February, so I'm not sure where they're gonna start and end. I do hope that I can complete my Blackathon team science fiction challenges in this video, so we will see. All I have to do is read Pet, and then I will have completed the queer black protagonist challenge, and then I have to read a graphic novel by a black author with a black protagonist, and I already have the perfect one picked out. So fingers crossed I can finish both of those tonight. Also, the Coming to America watch along is tonight. It's at 6 o'clock. It's currently 3. I'm super freaking stoked for that. I haven't seen it in so many years, y'all. Cannot wait. But I wanted to share one quote really quickly before I disappear. You shouldn't use a nation as a basis to choose which deaths you mourn. Nations aren't even real. You think you see everything, so you think everything you see is all there is to be seen. The amazing casual social commentary is coming through in this book. I love it so freaking much. Oh my gosh, and I wanna show you what it looks like there. I was not prepared for this. My camera's having trouble focusing, but this is a feather. And look at the gold lettering. Visually, this book is just a genius. And look at this freaking royalty that is BlackGirlMagic. I adore them, honestly. I adore them. They're one of my favorite writers. I look up to them so much. And the fact that Random House sent me their newest book. This is BlackGirlMagic's latest book, their sophomore novel. This comes out, their sophomore adult novel. This comes out in August, I believe. It is my most highly anticipated release of the year. My most highly anticipated release of the entire year, and I'm tracking over 50 releases. I can't believe that I have it in my hands.
My home is very poor.
I don't care about that. I'd love to see you move in.
Your Majesty, what are you doing here?
Hey y'all, Messy Jessie here, as I've been messy this entire vlog. So I am officially back from New York. I can't really talk about it, but do you ever have moments or days or just something happens and it helps you gain perspective on your entire life? You know, thinking about the people that matter to you, how you want to be treated, what makes you happy, what you want in your life, all of those things. On my trip to New York recently, it just gave me so much focus. And I realized that I've been slacking so hard on my financial goals. I was super driven last year. And then around December, November, I kind of fell off on my financial goals. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm aiming to pay off my student loans by like June of next year, which means I need to be working incredibly hard to make that happen. And I haven't been for a number of reasons. The trip wasn't just elucidating because it helped me realign myself with my financial goals, but it also helps me reconnect with how I want the people in my life to treat me. What makes me happy? Who makes me happy? And I read this quote on Instagram, and I'm not gonna be able to quote it specifically, but I will put it on the screen. I posted it in my story yesterday because I read it and it just hit me so hard. Fuck it, I'm just gonna fuck it up. I'll just put it here and you can read it. I was talking to my beloved Jacob of Alchemy Reads, and Jacob quoted this really cheesy fucking quote from Perks of Being a Wallflower that everybody knows, but everybody needs to hear once in a while, and it's, we accept the love that we think we deserve. Ever since I heard that quote years ago, it's always stuck with me, and I'm really thankful to Jacob for repeating that to me because I needed to hear it. There's also this fantastic quote from Maya Angelou that has stuck with me throughout the years, and it's, "You've got to learn how to get up from the table when love isn't being served." And these are just two things that I'm ruminating on, and I need to be better at how I let people treat me. I'm so good at standing up for my friends and my family, but I'm really bad at standing up for myself, especially if it's to somebody that I love. I guess I just have some personal work to do. Anyway, that was a lot. The point is, I got home. I finished Pet and Riot Baby, which means that I am only one challenge away from completing Blackathon Team Science Fiction Fantasy. The only challenge I have not completed is to read a comic book or graphic novel by a Black author with a Black protagonist. Last night, my plane landed and I came home. I made myself dinner. I watched The Theory of Everything. I read, I finished Pet. I absolutely loved it. And then today I woke up. The first thing that I did was made myself a cup of tea and journaled and updated my reading journal and just centered myself. And then I knew I had to get my body moving. I went out to yoga. Hot yoga was amazing. I had an incredible practice. After yoga, I came home. I made myself a smoothie. I also went to Trader Joe's for groceries because I'm getting back into cooking instead of ordering out. If you watch my Instagram stories, you'll know that I cook a lot on my Instagram. I have a highlight on my page devoted to all of my cooking, but I'm going to be making loaded steak salads tonight, and I'm really excited. I know salad doesn't sound exciting, but the way I do my salads is bomb. I season literally everything. I put herbs in it. I just put a whole lot of flavor and love into my salads, and I'm really freaking excited. But everybody and they mama was at Trader Joe's today. You could barely get through the parking lot. I was like, why is the entire state of Minnesota at Trader Joe's right now? And then I realized it's President's Day, so everybody was off work getting their grocery shopping done. So I just like got in and got out because I hate being in a crowded grocery store. People and they're browsing in the middle of the aisle, and their children coughing their virulence out into the world without covering their mouths. And then you got the dude whose cart is in the middle of the aisle and he's across the aisle. Yo, I got in and I got out before I murdered anybody. But I think let's do some unboxings. I will give my mini reviews of Pet and Riot Baby, and then we will finish up this vlog with me reading Submerged by Vita Ayala. I am so excited for that comic. I love Vita. I already opened this. This is from one of my subscribers, Catherine. I opened this last night when I got home. It was leaned against my door waiting for me, and I freaked out because this is a fox sleeve that has been on my Amazon wish list for a long time, and I've wanted it so badly because I love foxes. Like, who doesn't? But it's got a pocket.
Yes, it has pockets.
And it has a zipper. I I just love that it has a freaking zipper. I think that more book sleeves need to have zippers. It drives me wild that they don't. And it came in the most beautiful packaging, Catherine. Thank you so much. This honestly made my day. Last night when I got off the plane, you know that the trip to New York City was very tumultuous and I was having a rough day overall, and it was just really nice to come home to this, so thank you so much. And I've got 2 more things to unbox. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Yes! Okay, so this is a self-published book called Band of Seven. They Never Wanted to Be Heard by Black author Denzel Jones. Denzel was kind enough to send this to me. It's this world that combines supernatural abilities with racial subjugation. So in this society, of course, people with abilities are subjugated, and there's a racial component to that as well. These enhanced individuals are referred to as preternaturals, and when a preternatural child was murdered at the hands of police, there's a protest, a riot breaks out, and it all kind of boils down to 7 children who are very broken themselves having to band together and figure out their feelings and make peace with one another and kind of learn to band together in order to save their community. I am so freaking excited about this. Thank you so freaking much, Denzel, for sending this to me. I am mad excited. I'm going to try and get to this book as soon as possible. And the last thing that I have to open, I'm super excited about this. This is the Feminist Book Club box. I am dying because I was at the Midwest Book Festival last year. It is the largest book festival in all of the Midwest. There's thousands of vendors, amazing books, just amazing opportunities to connect with authors and readers. I go every single year and I have a blast every time. And I was at this stand for the Feminist Book Club box, and I got to meet the curator for the box, who's this amazing person. And we were talking about how a lot of subscription boxes are just not inclusive, and how a lot of things that are geared towards feminism are geared mainly towards white women and the struggles of white women, and ignore the issues of, you know, literally everybody else. She was kind enough to just send me a box just to get my thoughts and opinions and reaction to, which I am honestly stunned at the level of generosity. I do have a discount code, which will be in the description box below if you are interested. It is BOWTIES, super simple, but I have been waiting to open this box for the purposes of this video. I was thinking about this box while I was in New York City. And how badass is it that there's a subscription box out there that is geared towards works of feminism? I just think that's amazing. Yes, we love purple. Okay, so, ooh, something fell out. Is it chocolate? I hope it's chocolate. My camera isn't focusing, but what I believe is a little square of chocolate just fell out of the box, and I see that it was made in Haiti, which fuck yes, I just finished Dear Haiti, Love Elaine. My deck of TBR told me that I had to buddy read a book, and Dear Haiti, Love Elaine is the book that I chose, so I'm really excited about this. Jessie, wishing you a month of good reading, good chocolate, and great friends. Happy Valentine's Day. Renee. Oh, this is so sweet. Thank you so much, Renee. Gosh, I love cards and I always save my cards, so that is going in my card collection. Yo! Yes. Fucking yes. I have been looking for more stickers to decorate my bullet journals with, and here is a bunch of feminist stickers. The best man for the job is a woman. Women run for office, not coffee. Woman for president. Good girls go to heaven. Bad girls go everywhere. Women's rights are human rights. Empowered and powerful and dangerous. This amazing satin eye cover, and this is so wild because last night okay, I'm weird. I don't use a pillow when I sleep, but I like to put a pillow over my face because having a pillow behind my neck means my neck is too elevated, and I like my head to be just against the mattress, but I like something over my face. So last night, I was literally thinking, man, I need to get an eye mask for when I sleep. That is so freaking wild. Renee basically heard my thoughts. Ooh, it's very plush. I like it. And it's got this adjustable band so that you can adjust it to your liking. I had an eye mask that I really liked, but the band wasn't adjustable and it just wore off and it got like really loose over time. So this is really, really dope. I love that it says patriarchy is exhausting.
Because it is.
Oh, this is cool. Okay, so this is a postcard for what's called Empowdered Sugar, a collection of sweets, treats, and female feats. A recipe for blueberry muffins, which I'm definitely going to be making because I do love muffins and I haven't had muffins in forever. Then we have the book, and oh my God, yes, more chocolate. Oh, this is cute. Look at this nice felt heart. I'm gonna add this to my pin flag, actually. The book is called The Price of Salt by Patricia Highsmith, which is now a major motion picture. I have not heard of this? Have y'all heard of this? Yo, I'm so out of the loop with movies. Oh, I'm immediately interested. A chance encounter between two lonely women leads to a passionate romance in this lesbian cult classic.
Sold.
I'm genuinely stoked about reading this book. Thank you so much, Renee, for sending me this box. I absolutely love it. All of this is stuff I'm going to be using, and that chocolate though, that's going to get eaten today. We gotta talk about fat. I'm just gonna say I loved this book, which is a surprise to no one. Akwaeke Emezi is my favorite author. Like, this shocks literally nobody. I loved this book. Some things that I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting it to be so heavy. I haven't heard a lot of content warnings surrounding this book, but we should be putting content warnings on this for child abuse, sexual assault, and that topic gets explored very heavily. What I loved about it was the writing was so minimal. It's almost like middle grade writing, right? And the fact that the writing was so hands-off helped me digest such a heavy topic, if that makes sense. I've heard people criticize this for having kind of too young of a writing style and for having too overt of messaging. Honestly, those weren't issues for me. And usually those are two things that do irritate me, but the way that Akwaeke navigates this story was absolutely incredible. Pet is my favorite character, one of my favorite characters of all time now. There was so much humor in this book and so much love and so much Black joy and family and queerness. I really, really loved this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I returned Riot Baby back to my library today among a bunch of other books, and I ended up giving that 5 out of 5 stars as well. This is Tochi's masterpiece. I think that this book is going to be a classic. I think that this book is going to get taught in literature classes one day. I'm not kidding. It was phenomenal. It was very heavy and violent and literary and full of symbolism and metaphor, and I think almost anybody who reads it really should read in-depth reviews from other people, author interviews when they're done with the book to help them gain a better understanding. I know, even with as much history and knowledge that I have of Black history and culture, I know that I missed some things about the book. I know that it's gonna take a second read before I completely understand and am able to fully analyze this work, and I love that. The use of language, the word choice, the characters, the pacing, all of it was so brilliant. I know that a lot of people aren't gonna like this book. I freaking loved it. And the thing that I really wanna emphasize about this book is it takes you back to the roots of science fiction. And what I mean by that is science fiction, as we know, in terms of the classic American science fiction, was used historically to provide social commentary and to provide warnings about where society was heading. Science fiction was used to kind of predict social phenomenon and kind of caution us away from making decisions that are going to be otherwise catastrophic to the human race. That's what Isaac Asimov is known for. That's what Rod Serling's The Twilight Zone is known for. Many other classic science fiction literary greats are incredibly known for. Those stories go down in the Hall of Fame today because of how well they were able to predict social phenomenon and warn us, and how insightful they were. Excellent at providing unapologetic, subversive social commentary. And Riot Baby is no different. Riot Baby provides some of the most incredible, harsh, and critical social commentary that I've ever read, specifically about race and incarceration and surveillance and systemic subjugation over Black bodies. It is one of the loudest critiques of those topics that I've ever read, and it was phenomenally done. It also makes a lot of social predictions for the fate of Black people in America in the future. Predictions that I really don't think are all that too far off. And literally every time a book like this comes out, people in the generation of present say, oh no, that's not possible, that could never happen to us, that will never be us. And it has happened time and time again. And if you haven't read the book, and if you're not super versed in the science fiction works that I'm talking about, this probably won't make a whole lot of sense, and that's okay. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, if you read Riot Baby, I think you'll see all of this. And it left me reeling. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, I'm really excited about this. I don't know a whole lot about this comic, but it's been on my list forever. I know it's about a young girl named Alicia Puente who gets a call from her estranged little brother in the middle of the night, and she goes to the subway to find him and gets trapped underground, and it's dark and watery and some fantastical shit happens. It's supposed to be dark and gritty, and I'm not super sure if the main character is Afro-Latinx or not. Knowing Vita, they probably made the character Afro-Latinx, but I'm not worried either way because the comic is written by a black person, so it still counts for Blackathon either way. So we are gonna see how this goes, and I will check back in with you for dinner. I'm obsessed. This comic book is about a Latinx young woman. She's queer. Her name is Alicia, and she's spent her entire life protecting and defending her younger brother. And so this is a fantasy horror comic by an Afro-Latinx author. And if I had known how fucking creepy it was, I don't know if I would have picked it up. And y'all know that I do love creepy. I love horror, but this has a lot of insect imagery. There's a lot of centipedes. And if you've been following me for a little bit and watching my vlogs, I've spoken about having gone to therapy for having very severe arachnophobia. So just insect imagery is really hard for me in general. I have nightmares about insects regularly. I actually had one last night. This comic scared the freaking hell out of me, but I love Vita Ayala so much. They are an incredible, incredible writer. Everything, I want to read all of their work. And this is also based off of mythology, so for my mythology nerds, y'all will definitely love this. The way that colors are used to establish atmosphere and memory is 1000% phenomenal, and the covers that were done by Jen Bartel are just mind-blowing. But Jen Bartel is my favorite illustrator next to Sana Takeda. She illustrated Monstrous. There's other horrors in here as well, such as claustrophobia and drowning. Seriously, some of the scenes left me absolutely nauseous and dizzy with fear because my insect phobia and my arachnophobia is so freaking strong. But I'm sick, so I liked it. I will also say that there's really heavy themes about how Chicana and Latina girls are treated in their households, how girls are expected to sacrifice themselves, their education, their own development for the sake of their elder brothers or even their little brothers so that they can then grow. It also touches on abuse in Latin households, specifically between mother and daughter. And I thought that theme was like really, really important and so heavy, and it is getting explored in a really fantastic way. I like that our protagonist is like, she's flawed, she's trying to heal from trauma. Her parents are anti-queer, and she's trying to love herself despite the fact that they hate a very fundamental part of her. It's really fantastic. There's 4 issues out. There's 4 issues in volume 1. I read these 2 in the physical form, and then I purchased the other 2 issues online, and I'm just so excited for volume 2. Vita did an amazing job, and because this isn't specifically an Afrocentric comic, I'm going to continue reading Afrocentric comics for the rest of Blackathon. But yeah, it's early on in the month, and I've already completed the challenges for Blackathon Team SFF. I don't know when this vlog is going to get up because I just have so many other videos to put out, and I'm going to be traveling. But I hope y'all are enjoying your Blackathon reads. I am going to be like watching all of your videos and wrap-ups, and I'm just so freaking excited for everything that is going to be happening this month in February. I am so honored to be hosting Blackathon for its 2nd year. I can't wait for next year already. It's just, I love y'all so much. Thank you for being a part of my channel and my journey, and for supporting this project, which means everything to me. So thank you again for watching, and I can't wait to see y'all in my next one.